Good morning, guys. Silas here. I'm going to go out and work on that farm cleanup again today, and got some pretty exciting stuff going on today. Hopefully I'm going to chop up those combines, and that ought to be pretty interesting, maybe something you've never seen before. So come along with me and let's go check it out. Before we get to that though, I want to show you some cool stuff I got. I got all these old gas cans at an auction the other day, and I cut faces in them. I call them junk-o'-lanterns, and I sell them in the fall, around October. They always sell really good. But I got this old Pepsi Cola cooler. It's really rusty, but I found it in a barn out there. It was in one of my previous vlogs. You may have seen it. But what's really cool is I found this on that farm cleanup. Walk over here where you can hear me a little bit better. This here is a 1935 or 36 Schwinn motorbike, or I forget the other models it could have been. I believe it's been repainted. Somebody's put those decals on it at some point. But that was just in the junk. And that's about $1,000 to $1,500 tank, just like it sits right here. And it's amazing what you can find in the scrap sometimes. Here's another really cool piece I picked up. This was at an auction as well, a different auction. Got this on Saturday. It's a 1940, maybe 41 CWC Roadmaster pacemaker. One of the converters. Oh, I went to a swap meet. You can't really see them, but I got a whole bunch of magnetos and an old chainsaw and a couple old flatheads. Out there at that farm, there's just tons of little iron stacked up everywhere. And I'm having a really hard time getting dumpsters set out there. So instead, I made my own dump trailer of sorts. Since this is a tilt trailer, I just took this old steel floor truck bed. I wish it was a little bit longer. I could get more in it, but this will work good enough for me. And then I can take it, load it up full of junk. I'm going to strap it to the trailer itself. That way I can dump it without dumping the actual bed. And they can use the magnet to kind of rake it out a little bit. So I think it'll work pretty good for me. All right, it seems like it worked pretty good. I got it all loaded up in there. Gonna winch it down. There we go. Got it winched down pretty tight now. I was down here cleaning a whole bunch of just little iron that was down here. I had to pick it all up by hand. And this is solid poison ivy, and it was smacking me in the face, my arms and everything. I'm not usually allergic to it, but we'll see what happens. Chopping up the old gleaner. This is the before, and we'll see the after here in a little bit. All right, got another load loaded up and ready to go. Got the second combine cut. I know I haven't videoed the first one yet, but we'll go over there in just a second. All we got cut was this rear piece. That'll make a good canopy to go over a door or something like that. Keep the water off you. Just a neat piece. And then we cut the axles just so I could get it loaded easier. It's ready for the shredder. It's one of the few vehicles that's left out here is this old truck. I had to get the gin poles cut off of it so that I can haul it. We got all the farm equipment out of this area except for a few big plows. Those I have to cut down a little bit yet. We got this tank cut open. But here's what's left of this old combine. This old gleaner. Took the tires off, chopped it all up. It don't look quite the same anymore. We got these really cool pieces. This is my favorite one right here, this side piece. I may hang on to that. I don't know. If somebody offers enough money, I'll let it go. Got this old screen off of it. Here's the rear piece off of this one, the cleaner. And then we got this other side. It's pretty neat too. It's not as neat, but it's still pretty neat. So that's what's left of it. Not much. I'll just load that on my trailer. Probably stick a little bit of other junk on the trailer with it and haul it into the shredder. Chopping up this combine. It's coming along pretty good. Good morning. We're back at it again today. Yesterday it got pretty late. I didn't get this recorded last night, but we got this loaded up. This is kind of an ugly load. I had a bunch of stuff hanging way over the side of the trailer we had to cut off, but we got it mostly legal. I take the back roads anyway. But we got this old International Harvester combine cut up and loaded, and I'm going to take this into the shredder here in a little bit, and we're going to go back out there and cut some more combines up. Got the next load loaded up. This is a little bit tall. That's okay. We got this big old propane tank on the back. We cut a big hole in it. That way they'll take it at the shredder. But yeah, this is quite the load. It was really front heavy, but that's a very heavy tank, so that kind of balances it out at the back. All right, now we're going to start on these combines up here at the front. Got the old Oliver, the John Deere, and I think a Massey Harris. I can't remember what the other one was. We're going to grab them out of these trees. This is a little bit tricky to do, to hold a camera, turn a steering wheel, and operate the hydraulics all at the same time. I only have 2 hands and I need 3. I think I got it. Yeah, I got it. Sorry if the camera bounces a little bit. I'm trying to switch hands and do multiple things at once. Drag it out of these stupid trees. Oh, I hate elm trees. They're a nightmare. There we go. Came out pretty easy. Got the next one out. That was a little bit more work there. I had to take some trees out to get to it. But I got it. Set it over here. And last but not least, we have the old Massey, or whatever it is. I'll find out in just a minute what it is. Oh, a little bit front heavy. Gonna have to readjust. There we go. That's better. It is a Massey Harris. I was right. There she comes. Right out of the trees. And that big tree there snagged the header. I forgot this one had a header. That's okay. We'll wiggle it out of there. Wiggle it sideways. Wiggle it back. It'll come out of there with a little bit of wiggling. There we go. Got that one out. Got the John Deere out. Got the old Oliver out. Okay, about done for the day. We're going to load up all the cool stuff we pulled today. We got this really big wheel. There's for comparison. It's a lot bigger than my foot. Pretty big. And this was on the machine too. I think it was a Cornhusker. It was the piece that was on top of that load, which I made it with that load. I had to stop once and retighten it back down, but I made it. But they believe this is a Leroy or Leroy, however you say it. Engine still turns. Somebody might need that. Getting this pretty cleaned up out here. Got this old Massey Harris piece cut off. That's a pretty neat piece. We got this piece off. This will all go for arts and crafts and decor and that type of stuff. What do we got over here? We got two really big gears. Once again, pretty big pieces. And then there's some old pulleys. Got a bunch of these old screens. I think those will do pretty good for us. Got an Oliver sign. Here's what's left of what that came off of, that Massey. The header already went to the shredder earlier, along with the header off that John Deere. It's cut down, ready to haul. Didn't save much off of this one. Saved the tank and the seat. Piece of metal there. She's ready for the crusher. And here's the Oliver. Haven't pulled it apart yet, but the tank is unbolted, ready to take off. Or grain bin. And then the cab is unbolted, ready to take off. And the header's ready to go too. So I just got to pull it apart here in a little bit. Found these today. Got 4 of these Be Careful little placards off of machinery. Those are actually porcelain enamel. They're very old. Got this old Oliver badge. It's pretty neat. And we are loaded up and done for the day. We got all sorts of cool stuff in here. We got those Massey Harris pieces, and we got a bunch of these grain screens. Got these back ends, got that cool gear, got that other back end, got the cab off of the Oliver. It's a pretty neat piece. We decided to go ahead and save it. Oh, and this here, I saved this because of the Plymouth on the tailgate. Can't really see it. I'll walk around to the other side. All sorts of neat stuff. There's a bunch of gears and whatnot down in here. This is pretty neat. It says John Deere on it. Most of this stuff will probably go down to Warrenton, Texas, to the antique show that's down there twice a year. We'll probably send all this down this fall. Got to process it a little bit more, clean it up a little bit better. This will be a good load. And I'm going to go ahead and end the vlog here. That's all I have for today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. And I'd really appreciate that. Going to be doing all sorts of exciting stuff next week if the weather cooperates. If the weather doesn't cooperate, then I'll probably just work at the yard and crush some cars. But otherwise, I plan on being back out here and do a bunch more of this type of stuff. So that's all I have. We'll see you next time. And remember, get out there and find an adventure.